Hello students, it's Mrs. Cinti here, and I am here to talk to you about solving two-step equations. We left off in 2.7 solving division equations with a little bit of two-step, and also multiplication with a little bit of two-step if you're stuck with a negative variable on one side of the equation. So now let's go ahead and look at this. There really is, there's nothing new that I'm teaching you other than to be a little bit more patient and a little bit more methodical. One thing that you want to remember is that we're trying to isolate the variable, just to review. And what we're going to do is we're going to use inverse, and we do this by using inverse operations to isolate that, to do that step right there. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at an example. So 3 subtract x over 9 is equal to 1. Okay, so what we need to do now, and we used this vocabulary before, we need to isolate the term with the variable. Okay, so in these two steps, we need to isolate term with variable first, then isolate the variable. Okay, so here's the term with the variable. We need this by itself first. Okay, so what we're going to do is this right here is really the term with the variable. So what we're going to do, this is a positive 3. To get rid of a positive 3 on this side, we need to subtract 3 from both sides. So we'll subtract 3, subtract 3. Here we cancel this out. We still have the negative x over 9 is equal to now a negative 2. Okay. Now what we need to do is we need to get x by itself. So in this case, when you have a negative in front of it, either the x is negative or the 9 is negative. Now, if you left not both of them are not. Now, if you left the negative with the x, then you would have a negative 1x and you'd have to go back around again, right? Then it would be a 3-step process. If we keep the negative with the 9, we are getting rid of the negative from this side, leaving the positive x there. So I'm going to go ahead and use a different color here, and I'm going to show you that when we multiply both sides by the negative 9, we are getting rid of the negative 9 on this side, okay? We're leaving x by itself, and we're keeping the negative here, so a negative 2 times a negative 9 is 18. Okay, let's check it though, because that's unfamiliar, right? 3 subtract 18 over 9 is equal to 1. 3 subtract 18 divided by 9 is 2 is equal to 1. And yes, indeed, 3 subtract 2 is equal to 1. So we've checked our answer. Okay, let's go ahead and try one more problem. Okay, let's say that we have 34 is equal to 10 plus 4c. Okay, we need to, again, isolate the term with the variable. So this is the term with the variable, so let's get rid of that 10. We're going to subtract 10 from both sides using the addition property of equality. We cancel this out. We get 24 is equal to 4c now. Okay, now the next step that we do, we isolate c, isolating that variable. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. Divide by 4, and we are going to get 8 is equal to c. Okay, that is not the answer. 8 is not that. 6 is c. Okay, great. So that's it. You're going to just keep plugging along. We'll do lots of examples with these two-step equations, but remember, we are always going to isolate the term with the variable first, then isolate the variable. Okay, work your way to the variable. Have a lovely, lovely day.